Hello, this is Lee Cooper, and this is my video for Activity Fund Safeguards for Fox Meadow Middle School and Harrison School District 2, located in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Okay, so I actually was pretty surprised by kind of what I found, and I tried to do a lot of digging and searching to try to figure out like what's going on here. But really, as far as what I saw, as far as like what things were the same as far as our district policies and what is in the text. So here are the things that I saw that were the same. Use school activity funds only for the purpose for which those funds have been raised or allocated. Use school activity funds raised by the entire student body to benefit the student body as a whole, and manage school activity funds in accordance with sound budgetary and accounting procedures. So I really want to try to dig deeper and try to see like, okay, well, is there any kind of guidelines for school activity funds? And just to kind of give you an idea of like where I searched, so this is our school district policies and procedures. So I looked at the student activity funds and tried to figure out like, okay, so what exactly is going on here? The only thing that I was able to find is it says somewhere, okay, are considered part of the total fiscal operation of the district and therefore are subject to policies and regulations established by the district. So I was like, okay, well, let me try to figure out more about what the district kind of general policies and procedures for that is. So I kind of came over to see what that looked like. And basically this is what it says. The superintendent shall be ultimately responsible for receiving the properly accounting for all funds of the district. So I think they're kind of saying like all funds, and that's not very specific. So I was trying to still figure out more, like what does that mean? And then I came down here and I found fiscal accounting and reporting must meet the requirements established by the State Board of Education set forth by the Financial Policies and Procedures Handbook. So that was something I did find quite a bit, was the handbook, when I was trying to figure out in accordance to CDE, so the Colorado Department of Education. And as I kind of went further, I found in general, right, there's kind of like the accounting procedures. So here's like very basic, very general. Here's how you kind of like handle internal control structures, like reliability, those kinds of things, and control environment. So, there were some similarities in that way. But definitely not specific to student activity funds. In fact, the only thing I found about student activity funds in here, it talks about pupil activities, and it's more just kind of a definition of what pupil activities are, and how those could be used. So, like, for instance, these activities are supported in whole or in part by revenues from pupils, gate receipts, and other fundraising activities. The district may split activities into special revenue fund and agency fund. And again, kind of things that I could find about that were more so just like definitional. What is a special fund? What is an agency fund? Coming over here, I did find food service and pupil activities. This is in that same document. And again, it's just very like legalistic, logistic. Like it's just very, like a general, here's what it is, but nothing very specific, again, to like, how should we handle activity funds? There's no kind of guidelines, there's no procedures, anything that I can find. I actually asked to, so my mother-in-law, she works as a principal at an elementary school, and I asked her, like, is there anything that the district has? Like, are you aware of anything? And her response is actually, good luck finding something in the district. Like good luck finding any guidelines or those kinds of things. So it would seem that really this is the only kind of guideline. It's just a very basic general overview, kind of about what they are. And again, just a very general, so to go back to here, like very general for guidelines for spending school activity funds. Overview, really, but not getting into any kind of specifics. So to kind of wrap this up, I wanted to go into more detail, but I just like really couldn't find much. I did search quite a bit to try to find stuff, but yeah, just it seems that there's not really a lot going on there. So in summary of the comparison, the school district and state safeguards are general and legalistic. Right? Like it's pretty hard to read. There's just a lot of terminology. There's a lot of definitions, but there's not really like anything that's kind of practical. So as far as chapter 1, it is very practical. It is very actionable, right? It has like a lot of advice. It's telling you exactly what you can do. It's telling you, here's a good procedure here. Also, don't go too over the board here. Like it's very, again, practical. It's specific, and also accessible, right? Like it's easy to read. Anybody could kind of use it as a guideline. So because there doesn't seem to be any kind of procedures in place, I definitely will see this as a useful future resource, like as I'm trying to navigate student activity funds as a principal. So I'm glad that I got to see that and kind of see where those shortfalls are in our district and in our school buildings. And that way, I do have something that I can kind of look to, something I can refer back to on just these kind of like general procedures and safeguards specific to student activity funds and this flow of cash and just how those things can get pretty complicated and get people into trouble. So Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.